Welcome to Be So Good That They Can't Ignore You. I'm your host, Charles Barnes. It's week 8, Titans at Bengals. We've already done a video covering the Titans' third down woes and problems. This video, we're going to be talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and their third down packages. From tape study early in their downs, they are very vanilla zone scheme. But on third down, they get a little exotic or the illusion of exotic, and they play a little bit more man, blitz a little bit more. Um, but what I'm going to be going over are matchups and a little bit of the exotic looks, but more so matchups. Looking at their personnel, who can guard who best fits where can they maximize their matchups. So there's a concept that I believe in at times. In this situation, I think the Bengals should certainly try this. Is put your second best corner on the opposing team's best wide receiver, and then you bracket coverage their best wide receiver with your second best corner and your best safety. So, as you can see, I have, if you look to your right, A.J. Brown, in my opinion, is the Tennessee Titans' best wide receiver one. And Darius Phillips, in my opinion, is the Cincinnati Bengals' second best cornerback. I have him manned up on A.J. Brown, and I have Jesse Bates, one of the best safeties in the league this year in 2020. Going to do a little bracket coverage. Paying attention to number 11 side there. And what this does is it allows your best cornerback, CB1, and William Jackson over here in number 22, to be manned up on Corey Davis, who, in my opinion, is the wide receiver 2 for the Titans. So essentially what you do is you have their wide receiver 2 locked down, preferably, hopefully, right? You want wide receiver 2 locked down, so you eliminate one guy in theory, and then you have your wide receiver 1. We're going to lock him down with 2 guys on him. Then you have Von Bell here on Jonnu Smith, inside leverage. Well, we're going to have him a little bit out there to keep contained, or he can have outside leverage. We'll do that. But you'd rather Jonnu Smith beat you on the outside on the out route rather than having him cross field on you and show them wheels that he has. But and then the Cincinnati Bengals like to play LaShawn Sims. They like to bring him in and outside. A lot of times they have Darius Phillips in the slot and LaShawn Sims, former Titan, on the outside. In this case, I don't think LaShawn Sims can keep up with Corey Davis. And I like the concept of shutting down wide receiver 2 so that you can focus on other areas. So one of the biggest things that the Cincinnati Bengals have to come with, and the mindset that they have to come with in this game, is Corey Davis and A.J. Brown is not going to beat me. I'm going to do my best to make sure that those 2 players in the passing game aren't the ones beating me. I'm going to trust my starting strong safety in Von Bell to do his best on Jonnu Smith, a rising tight end in this league. And I'm going to trust my cornerback number 3, LaShawn Sims, to be able to stop their wide receiver 3 and Adam Humphries, number 10. And I'm going to live with it. You're either going to dink and dunk me with Jonnu Smith and Adam Humphries all down the field, in the passing game at least, or it's not going to be any other result. Obviously, in this game, the Titans have the advantage with rushing with Derrick Henry. The personnel just doesn't match up very well. Derrick Henry could have a big day, but if you have 60 offensive plays, you can't run it every play. You gotta pass, and when they pass, this is the type of coverage that I like. Now, obviously, Jesse Bates is going to be helping. So essentially, this becomes somewhat of a cover 1 kind of look. You could certainly call it, because you have a free guy in Sean Williams, so he's kind of helping. He's kind of helping here. He can help in the middle of the field as well, but you got Jesse Bates paying extra attention to him. And Sean Williams hasn't got as many snaps as he should. He's a player that had a very high arcing. His projection was going up and then it kind of plateaued. But he's a guy that I do trust back here in coverage. Then you have a guy named Jermaine Pratt who could be a free guy who can rush. Obviously, have man coverage on the running back out the backfield. They have several inside linebackers that I think are capable of being out here. I really like number 56, Josh Bynes. I like 55, Logan Wilson. I like 59, Davis Gather. So I like those guys in certain situations. I really like Wilson better in pass coverage than as opposed to really all of them. But all these guys come in and out and make plays for the Bengals. But here's a concept for the Bengals specifically in their pass rush scheme. So we talked about coverage. Let's move on to pass rushing. Now they got a guy named Khalid Kareem and Carl Lawson. Number 90 is Kareem and number 58 is Lawson. If I'm the Bengals with this this is the backup, Toss and Brylo and Dennis Kelly, who was a backup last year. And then you have Roger Saffold. You got a second-year player here and a decent center here. I'm pairing these two guys. I believe in pairing talent and over, almost putting your best people together. That's what I believe in, especially in this type of situation. And obviously it is situation by situation. You don't always want to do that. Sometimes you want to have, your guy Khalid Kareem on this side where he originally is. But for this game and specifically against a backup tackle who played well last week, and you can even move them on the left side of the field. But I really like their ability, their length, their strength, their hand usage to where you can play with these guys. You can do games and stunts where he attacks outside, you wall him off, make it difficult for these guys to communicate. And even on this side, you could have both of these players on this side doing the same action and just playing off of that, or just attack these players straight up because their talent is just as good as these tackles. So the reason why I have them on this end for this particular play design is what the Tennessee Titans like to do is when they get that run game going, they love to hit you with that play action. Play action fake. Brian Tannehill whips that head around, and he's looking for A.J. Brown on this route. Boom, boom, boom. Dig route. Titans are the dig kings. And he's going to do that play action to Henry, whip that head around, and try to hit him right here. But guess what? If you got these guys bracketed and you don't want to give it away too early, you might even have to start him off right here. And then after the play starts, move Jesse Bates right here. And when they waiting for that dig route to come in, you got Bates waiting right there, sitting on it. Because they love that play action dig route. And then they might even run it a little shallow on a slant to A.J. Brown off of play action. And I'm running these guys, your best pass rushers, in my opinion, most freakish talent on this side, so that you can get in his face or force him this way. Because guess what? What do we say? We'll be darned if we get beat by number 11 or number 84 in this game. So allow him to make these check downs. Well, Jonnu is really good at running these seam routes and crossers. You're going to have Von Bell trying to take that away. And then you got Adam Humphries running zigs. Hopefully LaShawn Sims can handle that. He made plays with Tennessee here and there. Very inconsistent, but he made plays. On a little zig route, a sit route. This is what Adam Humphries' specialty is right now so far this year in this Tennessee Titans offense. Corey Davis, his route tree is pretty extensive. He could get outside release, try to run a go here. They love running digs with their wide receivers. That could be another dig route, but then you got him over the top helping with that. You got him over the top helping with a go. You got Jermaine Pratt manned up on the running back after the fake. He may leak out, so you got him covering him. And then obviously Ryan Tannehill can run as well. So in this type of play, you'll have to make sure that he keeps his edge. Amani Bledsoe, another former Titan, and then Xavier Williams. He tries to get some pressure up there. So I know the end result of all this drawing, looks so crazy, but as we work through it play by play and look at our keys to victory, this all will make sense. And this is something that the Bengals have to do, is a mindset that they have to have. It's going to be difficult to stop the run. So when you do get them in passing downs, you have to make sure you take away their strengths and that you can, attack accordingly. Another thing that I wanted to mention was up here at your top left is one play. All it takes is one play to change the game around. And I have number 12 as Erickson. He's a punt returner. And 23, Darius Phillips, also the cornerback number 2, is in punt and kick return. These will be important, you know. And when I say one play, it could be on offense, it could be on defense. But, if you pair your defense with your special teams, you guys are going to need a big return if you want to win this game. You got to get a field position play. You got to get a turnover. You got to get, take advantage of a blown coverage or your red zone play. Um, and that's really it. You want to be a giant killer. These are ways to do it. Here, be so good that they can't ignore you. We like to show how both teams can win. We learn a lot about the roster of the other team, schemes of the other team, creativity overall. We just learn how to piece things together. And I think it'll be an awesome game, an awesome experience for the fans to watch and see how this game plays out. I think at the end of the day, it'll probably be a lot more simple than this to eke out a victory. But nonetheless, this is the assessment. I will see you on the next one.